Hi guys, Tracy Andas. Welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about Married at First Sight UK Season 10, and this is a recap of episode 31, and this episode is on fire. I'm telling you, the bombshells and the grenades that are dropped on this episode are intense, but we're here for it, right? So let's get into it. Rebecca and Bailey are now facing the music. The reality of what they're facing is a future of many years of long distance, unless Rebecca decides to move, because the reality is Bailey is not going to leave Bluebell, nor should he, and she really needs to figure out how to make this work because he's definitely worth it. Leisha and Reese look relaxed and refreshed after their epic fail of a date, and we have all met a bickering couple, and I understand that Reese is just drained, so am I, to be honest. Leisha is so desperate, trying so hard to make this relationship work, and it shouldn't be this hard, but it is. Writing's on the wall. The couples will be reunited with all the couples. Yikes, this is what scares me. I imagine that will be so explosive, and that's the fun of this show, right? The boys and Leah meet, and the girls and Kie meet. They discuss where they're at in their relationships, the calm before the storm. Rebecca tells the group of her and Bailey's obstacles, which makes everybody really sad. I don't even think they thought of that. And certainly Bailey and Rebecca didn't even address it for pretty much the whole season because they didn't want to face it. They knew it would be really hard, and they were just trying to enjoy each other, which I think was smart. I mean, you want to build a good foundation, and if you don't allow that, like Leisha and Reese, then you're not going to make it on the outside. Because when you're on the inside of this experiment, there aren't that many obstacles for some, but there will be when they get out of the experiment. So I'm glad they built a really strong foundation. I mean, they really did. Reese tells the group that Leisha told him she loves him. They asked him if he said it back, and he said he didn't. And they were like, ooh, that's not good. Well, it's honest. And the timing was so bad because they had such a bad date. I mean, why do you tell somebody you love them when you had such a bad date? It's just like not good. Dean and Sarah arrive at the gatherings. I love Dean. I think he might be my favorite of everybody on the cast this season. He's just pure joy, sweet as can be. And I understand that Sarah didn't have a real attraction to Dean, even though he's a good-looking guy. He just has a little extra weight on him, but he's a handsome guy. But, you know, if there's not that chemistry, there's not that chemistry. There's nothing you can do about that. You don't want to be in a relationship where there's no chemistry, especially in the beginning. I mean, my goodness. So she made the right decision for her. But their friendship has blossomed, and they continue to talk every day, and he's going to go play golf with her dad. But he really hopes that she'll fall in love with him because I think he really likes her a lot. Kie drops the bomb on Sarah when she arrives about the Julia Ruth and Davarni were hooking up the entire time. And it was shocking to her. It was shocking to all of us, but we've gotten used to it. They just dropped a bomb on her. She did not see that coming. And she has a little tea. She knows something, and it'll be divulged, but the information that she has and then the information that she was just given is just mind-blowing. The group wonders out loud if Nellie will still hold a grudge against Julia Ruth. And I mean, she was flirting like inappropriately and obsessively, extensively with Steven at every moment. She was letting it be known that Steven was the hottie that she was looking for, a 10 out of 10. And she said it right in front of Nellie numerous times and the group. And everybody is going to have to get ready for a very juicy surprise because it's coming. Julia Ruth is in full vixen mode, wearing an ultra-tight black bodysuit. She looks like Catwoman. Julia Ruth is the kind of woman who uses sex as power. One day that tool is not going to work anymore. And because she leaned on it so hard, she's going to have some trouble in the future. But for now, she doesn't care because she looks good. And she wants everyone to want her. Everyone. Julia Ruth tells the group she has been connecting with Steven and they will be meeting for drinks later. She definitely reached out to Steven. The group thinks she's disgusting and her actions are gross. It's so disrespectful. Little do they know the storm ahead. Leigh tells Leah about Julia Ruth, she calls her, and Leigh tells Leah about Julia Ruth and Steve's upcoming date, and it gets back to the boys, and they are shocked. They can't believe that she's done this. And as they're discovering this, who arrives but Steven? Steven admits that Julia Ruth messaged him. And their stories are completely opposite, both saying the other one reached out first. I really don't know because they're both equally naughty. She just won't admit it, and she really did intend on hooking up with Steven the very second that she saw him. She had her eye on the prize. She messaged someone's ex-husband after 2 days. Julia Ruth comes with receipts that Steven was 100% on board. Steven told her, "You could have stolen me from Nellie anyway." I mean, what a thing to say. That's so hurtful. We all know Steven's a liar, but Julia Ruth is worse than that. So I actually think they deserve each other. Leo and Dervani arrive at this time, which is a nice icebreaker because it was getting a little heated. And both are so positive and they're so much happier than they were with their significant others. April arrives just bouncy and happy, and the girls, they receive her with open arms. They love this April. She was really down during the experiment, and they get to see the April that they first met when it first started. Sarah changes the subject at the table. She tells Julia Ruth that she spoke to Maeve, and there's a rumor, and Julia Ruth knows this rumor, and it's so much worse than the one about Steven. It's next level. And I think that's why Julia Ruth wanted to focus on the Steven thing so much. I mean, she came in with that because she knew what was coming. When Maeve arrives, not only is everybody thrilled to see her because she is beloved by everybody, but she comes in for a confrontation. She is really happy to be amongst all of her friends, but she's got some business to take care of, and that's precedent, and she's going to take care of it first, and then she'll enjoy her friends later, but this is way too important. So she immediately calls out Julia Ruth. I mean, she's bubbling with anger. She can't keep it in anymore, and Julia Ruth tells the group she went on a holiday with Joe 2 days after the end of his marriage with Maeve. And everybody wants to know, did you sleep with him? Well, of course she slept with him. That girl sleeps with anybody. That's what she leads with. Intelligent conversation. She leads with sex. And Joe's like, hey, I'm single. Why not? But that's not what everybody else in the group. I mean, they already had a problem with Julia Ruth, the way she treated Giovanni and how she lied about how they were not being intimate. And now she's going after Steven, which is Nellie's husband, ex-husband. But she's already gone after Joe. I mean, who's next? And that's what, Kie's funny. He says what's on his mind. He's like, girl, you're going after everybody's ex. Nobody's safe around you. I agree. I mean, she's just a little vixen. And for some reason, she thinks that's cute. It's not cute. And it's going to be less and less cute when you get older. Joe actually called Maeve during his holiday when Julia Ruth was just right nearby and nobody knew. But he told her he was by himself. He lied about it. I think he even invited her to his hometown, and she said no. She did not like the way that man ended things. Julia Ruth says she's sorry, but Kie calls her out. If she is so sorry, then why is she now after Steven? She's not sorry about Joe. She's on to the next conquest. She doesn't care who gets in her way. Nobody's going to get in her way what she wants. Rebecca warns Nellie when she arrives to brace herself. It's worse than she could ever have expected, and it is. Julia Ruth has been shagging Joe on holiday, and now she is going to drinks with Steven. Wow. I mean, Nellie's like, wait, what? What? I mean, she was not prepared for that. I don't think anybody was prepared for that. That's a bombshell. I'm not sure Julia Ruth has female friends at all, the way she treats women. She has gay friends and clearly many, many, many male friends. She knows how to get those. Julia Ruth calls Joe and Steven dirty, dirty boys, which shows you she thinks it's a game. She doesn't care about anybody's hearts. Nellie believes Steven and Julia Ruth are well suited for each other, and I believe that is so true. I still think Steven wants to get back at Nellie, and I'm not sure why, what she did to make him angry. She always seems to be so kind to Steven, and she gave him so many chances. So maybe there's something we don't know. I'm not sure. Leah wanted so much for this relationship to work. She really tried so hard, but the intimacy just never came. She knows she never would have put that much effort into a relationship on the outside because there's just so many fish in the sea, and if it's not working, it's not working. And she's kind of a mature girl. She's got some real male energy where she's like, it's not working, on to the next. She just didn't get enough from Lay, not enough affection, not enough attention from the very start. So I think she turned off the effort maybe by the time that Lay was just starting to warm up. So it's unfortunate because I really did think they could have been so cute together, but there's a better match for both of them out there. It's not just each other. A relationship should make you feel safe and not less than, and you should come out stronger. And that's not the case for a lot of these couples. However, there's been some really strong connections this season, and I am so excited about those connections. Thanks for joining me. I'll be dropping a couple more episodes later this week, and I hope you all have a great week out there. Take care. Bye.